I competed in my first ever natural bodybuilding show with no coach, no experience, and not nearly enough time to prepare for it. And I'll tell you something. It was awful. I mean, no, it wasn't that bad. It was just, how do I put this without sounding like I'm making excuses for myself? It was not what I was expecting. I don't know what I was expecting. Maybe I just had a little bit too big of an ego. Maybe I just thought I looked better than I did, which is definitely true. You know what? We're gonna get to that. But first, we gotta start where it all began, at check-ins the day before. The day before any bodybuilding show, you have to attend check-ins, which usually just involves getting your number, getting your gift bag.
What do we got? 71? Dang it. All right, you goofy goobers. We just got drug tested. I didn't know that was happening today. I thought that was only after the fact, but I guess, you always got to be ready to pee in a cup if a grown man wants to watch you. So I got like a fun bag full of things that I can't have. Sour strips, candy, protein bars, pre-workout samples, energy drinks. So that's awesome. Love me some sugar. 141. That's the number. I like the number. If you subtracted 72 from it, that would have been cool. Yeah, so now I don't really know what to do. I think I just kind of wait around here.
We have a lot to go over today, and a lot of you guys are eating tomorrow.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Welcome to Summer's Rain! All right. Well, check-in's done. All that's left to do is wake up tomorrow, go get tanned at like 7 a.m. and then roll up to the venue and wait and chill for a while before I'm not probably gonna go on stage till like 2 p.m. but I obviously want to be there early to, no stress. So dude, I'm so ready for this to be over. I'm just like, come on. I don't even want to do this.
Want to do your face?
I don't know. Do you think I should? I feel pretty. That was a very funny experience to do that, just like in a stranger's house and have them rub down every inch of you by hand. She did it by hand because that way apparently it dries and absorbs better and doesn't just like completely blotch up as if you just do it by actually getting a spray. But it was funny, just like in her kitchen, pitched a tent, or I didn't I didn't pitch a tent. She pitched the tent in her kitchen, and then like her family, her kid and her husband were just like waking up. Husband was packing the kids' lunch. You didn't see that part, but the kid came down. He's just like looking at him, just naked in his kitchen. Dude, if I was 8 years old and I saw that, that'd be so funny. Anyway, dude, I'm terrifying to look at. What the shit? And then once I had arrived at the convention center, there was nothing really to do there either. The majority of it is you're sitting around doing nothing. What's going on?
So, I think I got here a little early, like really early. So I'm posted up. I got my switch, rice cakes, peanut butter with honey. And I'm honestly just having a great time. My favorite food is already like rice cakes and peanut butter. It's like the one thing that I've been craving nonstop. So the fact that that's basically all I'm eating today, it's kind of a vibe. This tan is absolutely nuts. I went in the bathroom for like a second and checked it out. Bro, I can't take myself seriously.
One of the main things I learned kind of upon doing research, the big thing is all about the carb up, right? You don't want to be flat on stage. And so all I brought was what a lot of people told me to bring. A lot of people recommended rice cakes, peanut butter, and honey. But I don't think I fully grasped the amount of these things that you are supposed to eat. Let's say I got there at 9 a.m. By 11, in the first 2 hours, I might have had 6 rice cakes and peanut butter, which is maybe 40 grams of carbs, 42 grams of carbs, which is nothing. I mean, that's like, that disappears instantly. But in my mind, I'm thinking like, oh yeah, like these carbs, like I don't want to eat too much because I don't want to like get like super fat on stage. In hindsight, I'm so stupid. I really am. Because I'm looking at all these people around me, and I'm not even exaggerating when I say this. The guy next to me, he was eating nothing but crushed up rice cakes. He had this big like silver bowl. It was like a mixing bowl. And he had crushed up rice cakes, carbohydrate powder, right? So like you ever heard of protein powder? Yeah, they also make carb powder. He had a lot of scoops of carb powder in there with, I want to say, half a salt grinder worth of salt, like a salt shaker, right? Take half of that. He'd emptied it into this bowl, and then he put like maybe half a cup of water in this bowl, mix it all up into like a paste with the crushed up rice cakes, the carb powder, the salt. He might have put, I think he said he put almond butter in there as well. He mixed it all up into like a pudding, and he was just slamming it like it was nothing. Now, upon doing some just kind of math, like that was, I don't know, 10,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 grams of carbs. You know, like this guy, and not just him, but everyone else in there was on a different level of like, I mean, obviously, I feel like they all knew what they were doing, so I don't know if that would really translate to me, but it became pretty quickly apparent to me that I was behind. I was not doing as much as I possibly should. And then next thing I know, they were like, all right, let's get you up. Let's get you sprayed and glazed, or whatever they say. They say something like glazed and sprayed, glitz and glazed, gleamed and glazed or something. They just spray like this like sheeny gloss over your tan. Like you've already been tanned, but they want you to be shiny too. There's a lot of assumptions being made by the organizers that everybody knew what was going on, but I had no idea what was going on, so I was just kind of following what everyone else was doing. But next thing I know, I get sprayed and glazed, and I didn't film any of this because I was so overwhelmed in the moment. I didn't even think to bring my phone. I didn't actually even know I was going on stage at this moment. But I get sprayed and glazed, and then they take us backstage, and they're like, all right, start pumping up. You're about to go on stage. I'm like, oh, okay. So I actually did bring my phone for this, and I dropped it, and we started pumping up backstage. And I'm standing there with all these other guys, and I'm thinking there's no way that these guys are in my division. Like, there's no way that I'm competing with these guys. Like, this has to be a joke. They have to be in a different division, right? But I'm like, well, no, like these are the guys that are going up on stage next, and I'm going up on stage next. So that means these guys are going up on stage with me. And I could have gone one of two ways of thinking in this moment. I could have started going, oh my god, I'm freaking out, this is awful, like I'm gonna embarrass myself, blah 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 blah, which I was thinking that, but most of me was thinking, this is hilarious, like this is absolutely hysterical, how embarrassingly bad I look in comparison to these guys. Like, the fact that these guys were natural was making me question my willpower. You don't got to sugarcoat it. I know that was bad. Dare I say awful? But I don't care. I'm not bothered by that. Right? It's a learning experience. So then after you do that, then they have you line up. Then they do the mandatory posing and the comparisons where they have everybody lined up side by side. And they say front pose. And then they say, gentlemen, turn around. And you do the back pose. And you just kind of keep going back and forth until they kind of arrange everybody in a way where they think whoever looks the best is kind of pushed towards the center of the line. And as you can see, I am on the far edge, the far fringe of the line, which indicates to me that I am the worst. I look the worst, which is okay. So I get off stage, pre-judging is over. And so I just went out into the parking lot and I kind of ranted. I kind of bitched in my car. That was fucking awful. That was embarrassing. Oh, beginner friendly, drug tested, blah, blah, blah. I was literally up there with people that were, I don't know, 70 pounds heavier than me. Like, the people that I was standing next to looked like they could have been in the NFL. It's like, okay, first of all, why aren't you just competing in regular men's physique? Why are you in the fit physique, drug tested, like, at least my impression of it was the novice, like, beginner division. Like entry level, blah, blah, blah division. And yet these guys look like they're actual IFBB pros. That's very humiliating. I didn't like that at all. In fact, I kind of hated that because what it felt like, although I know how like hard and how much discipline I've had to have for myself, although I know how hard I worked internally, like I know how much effort I put into looking the best I possibly could on that stage. When I stood up there, I felt like, wow, I should not even be here. Like, this is pointless for me to be standing here. I don't even know what I'm supposed to do now. I mean, apparently that was pre-judging, and now there's finals, which is in like 3.5 hours. Like, what am I supposed to do? I'm not going to drive an hour and a half home. I already drove an hour and a half here. They don't even tell you when to come back. They just say, okay, see you at finals. When the hell is finals? It was so stupid.
So we're just chilling here. I guess there's like the final judging that's going to be happening here pretty shortly. I don't even know. I don't even want to go back up on stage, to be honest. But I paid for it, so I gotta get my money's worth, I suppose. But I don't want to go up there standing next to those behemoths again. It is the complete opposite of how I expected to feel. I thought I would feel like empowered, but instead I felt puny. But you know what? We're gonna be grateful that I even have the opportunity to, have legs and stand in the first place. Right? We're gonna find the silver lining. But a lot of sitting around, a lot of doing nothing. I don't know when I'll see you next, but I'm literally doing nothing right now, so I have nothing to share. So I don't know when the next clip will be, but I will see you then.
For like 3 hours we sat backstage, just doing nothing. I was eating rice cakes like it was no tomorrow. But eventually, they finally said, okay, like let's get you sprayed and glazed, and then we were up to pump up backstage once again.
Last but not least, guys, we're going to be welcoming back the men's fit physique class B. It was tight again. We're going to have to rejudge this one too. Welcome back to the stage, competitor number 131, 138, 141,
We're done. Good news. I didn't get last. Bad news. I didn't get last. Is supposed to be a good thing. They gave us a cookie. That's all that's keeping me going right now. Otherwise, I would be bawling my eyes out. No, I'm just kidding. I'm actually not that, I could care less. I'm just happy that's over. Today was not a fun. It really wasn't enjoyable. It was not an enjoyable experience. But hey, we're all winners. We're all winners just for being here. Or at least That's actually what I was saying to the guys backstage. I could tell they were like, shut the fuck up, bro, you're cringe. They were not having it. But I was just like, come on, guys, bro. Dude, I hate myself. I would hate myself if I was looking at myself externally. So maybe that means you hate me. Do you hate me? I'm done talking. I'm gonna eat this cookie. I'm having pizza when I get home. You're not gonna see any of it. I'm done with talking. I'm gonna do a little recap whenever I receive the photos and videos and whatever. Kind of looking over it all. But like I said, then it wasn't about the results. It was about the journey. It was about the fact that I know that I did the best I possibly could to be on that stage. Although, albeit, it is very demoralizing to know the best I possibly could wasn't even in the top 5 out of the 7. I think I got 6th. But hey, I'm not mad. I'm just tan. So that brings us to now. That clip in the car with the cookie, that was the last thing I filmed of the show day. Actually, that's not true. I did eat pizza. I had pizza on that night, and I did film a little clip of me eating the pizza. It was really good. And that wasn't the only thing that I hate that was really good. Because that Friday night, after the show, I went dummy nuts so hard. I ate that entire large pizza. I had a caramel apple. I had, funny enough, 3 protein bars. I had the 3 protein bars that they gave me in the summer shredding gift bag that they gave to all the competitors. I ate those for some reason. I was really craving a protein bar, and I went to bed feeling awful. I really did. But that did not stop me from waking up the very next day on Saturday morning and saying, all right, Parker, let's get after it. And there's no footage. There's no way of me proving to you how disgusting I was for the entire day of Saturday. I easily ate 8,000 calories, easily, not even could have had more. I just kind of ran out of time in the day. And I kind of did the same thing on Sunday also. Sunday, I probably had 5,000 calories. It was a little more tame. And then I woke up on Monday morning at 180 pounds. Now, before you say, Parker, that's absurd because you were 166 the day before the show. Yes, this is true. But also you have to realize, I was so water depleted, carb depleted, that once I finally put, 1,000 grams of carbs in my body and even just a little bit of water, all of that just gets stuck to you. It doesn't leave. It doesn't come off. So yeah, I probably gained call it 5 pounds of actual weight. But then the other 8 pounds was just pure water. I imagine in about a week, once I'm finally kind of flushed out all of the fluid and the inflammation and everything, 173 pounds maybe, which is good, which still means below the weight we started the prep at, which means it wasn't for nothing, right? Except, I mean, I'm kind of just not realizing that that's going out the window. I don't know what I'm talking about in a week's time. Yeah, so tomorrow I'm doing a 10,000 calorie challenge.